They're very playful.
They are.
They're big though. Are you guys friendly?
Yeah, they're friendly.
Whoa! That's some good jumping there, man.
That's Lily, Marley, and Red.
Lily, Marlin, and Red. Now, where did these guys come from?
They came from Rogersville off of Heck Hollow.
Okay. You got 9 of them.
Yes.
They don't look too well fed though.
No, and they're actually starting to look a lot better than when we got them.
When did you get them?
We got the, I want to say Saturday.
Okay. So, yeah, look at those bones sticking out. But he seems like a happy boy.
Yes, he is.
And they got are they all brothers and sisters?
I'm not sure about that, but I know the 2 over there are 2 brothers. And the one that's in the building right there is another brother.
We received a call on January 27th about some Great Danes that were in, as described on the phone, in horrible conditions. Very skinny, emaciated. So we decided to take a ride over to the residence. And when we got there, the owner pulled up. They weren't there when we got there. And we asked them if we could see the dogs. And there were several dogs in a pen to the right and one that was running around. The ones in the pen were very thin, but we asked if there was any more. And he said there was none in the house. And yeah, there was a few out back. When we went out back, we noticed that there was 2 actually, one very emaciated one, a black Great Dane that could not walk on his leg. He had some bite marks, injuries, and he was very emaciated. And then there was another one that could hardly stand up. And we were concerned about that one, but it was kind of protecting the bone. So we discussed it with the owner because we didn't have law enforcement out there. If we could take this dog that was very ill and medicate, get some medical treatment for it. And he agreed. So we took Junior back to the shelter. And when we got him back to the shelter, he was running a temperature of 105. He had very swollen legs, and he was infested with hookworms. So he was treated, and we got an x-ray for him the next day. There was no break, but it must have been from an old injury or a fight that they were into, because when we were there, we saw them fighting for food. So we had Junior, but we kept thinking about the other dogs that were there. And we got a call, again, saying, you missed some things while you were there. So we went back out there on February 4th with law enforcement. The husband wasn't there, but the wife was. And the officer said the dogs looked horrible. She did bring another dog out of the bathroom with a puppy, 1 puppy, and she said that the dog had 10 puppies, but only 1 lived. Well, she was so emaciated, and that's why she didn't have enough milk or to support the babies. And she decided, because the officer said that they would charge her as well, even though she said they were his dogs, to surrender all the animals to us, and we took them in our custody on that day.
Okay. So was anybody charged then in this?
Not yet.
Okay. So how many dogs total?
There were 9 total, so there was 8 adults and 1 puppy.
Okay. And what kind of issues have you had with them as far as health-wise?
They're all, you have to feed anything that's emaciated, small portions, and they're large dogs, and they need good nutrition for a Great Dane. So they, we're feeding them more often, but smaller portions. They've all been wormed. They all had hookworms, and hookworms can be deadly to dogs. So they all were infested with hookworms, and you can see that they are kind of food aggressive towards one another because they had to fight for their food. But some are together right now, and some we have to keep separated.
Okay. So now, but you're always filled to capacity.
Yes.
Irregardless. So tell me, how is 9 Great Danes affected your ability to function?
Okay, well, as you can see when you walk into the shelter, that we are using our meet and greet room as a puppy room, and we are also using our puppy rooms that are filled with puppies, and then we have crates with puppies. We had to put the Great Danes into dog lots because we didn't have enough kennel space. They have dog houses and tarps and food and water, but they are in dog lots because we don't have the kennel space for them.
Okay. So, and I imagine, when are they going to be available for adoption?
We are actually reaching out to rescues right now, and we really want to get them to rescues because that way they'll be spayed and neutered. They'll be able to be placed in the homes that are appropriate for them, meaning that they'll be screened to make sure that they can handle that type of breed. And then they'll actually evaluate each dog to see what their needs are.
Is that's like a highly desirable specific breed of dog.
Yes.
I would imagine that there's groups out there that would be very interested.
We've already had a lot of groups start asking about.
And you can't just have a Great Dane in your apartment.
No.
You got to have a nice big place.
No. And you have to remember that a Great Dane has a very short lifespan. So,
How old are these dogs?
They're young. I think the oldest one is 4.
Yeah.
The youngest one is 5 weeks, and Junior's only 11 months.
Yeah.
And Junior's our favorite.
Wow.
Because he was brought in first, and we really didn't think Junior was going to make it through the night.
Is he doing better?
He's doing way better.
Yeah. Okay.
He's already putting weight on.
All right.
I really think that there needs to be laws, change laws in the county, because we're having a hard time getting charges. And
Getting charged? Oh, you mean criminal charges?
yes.
Okay.
We're having a very hard time getting any charges because she surrendered. So, like if someone surrenders their animal, well, that saves them from getting in trouble with the law. But we're stuck with the animal. But meanwhile, these people that did this to these animals, there's nothing, no consequences.
Right. And they can go out and get new animals too.
Right. So if they were charged, that means that they couldn't have any more animals. They would have to have, home checks and stuff like that. And just imagine how many animals out there that we don't know about right now.
Right.
If it wasn't for people that were for actually calling in when they see something wrong. So say something. If you see something wrong, say something. And let me just add this. We are a private shelter, and we've gone out on so many rescues because we got a call from a concerned citizen that we had to go check out what was going on, because we stay up at night worrying about these animals.
There's the baby. Hey, big man, big girl, I mean. Is that your baby? Oh, you are a big girl.